Israel's Operation Gideon Chariots, full steam ahead or hit the brakes. A Trump administration official has reportedly denied claims that President Trump warned Prime Minister Netanyahu that the U.S. would abandon Israel if the Gaza conflict continues. Meanwhile, Iran's Ayatollah has called for death to the Zionists and expressed skepticism about reaching a nuclear agreement. To discuss these developments, we have Kenneth Abramowitz. He's chairman of Citizens for National Security, founder of SaveTheWest.com, and author of The Multi-Front War, Defending America from Political Islam, China, Russia, Pandemics, and Racial Strife. Ken, it's good to talk with you again. So there's a lot of pressure on Netanyahu to pull IDF troops back from Gaza, but he seems determined to step up the fight until Hamas releases all the remaining hostages. So will this political pressure on the Israeli prime minister work? Will he pull back? What do you think?
Well, Israel always gets mixed messages from its friends and from its frenemies, which makes life confusing for Israel because Israel also has to export products to those same countries. So those same countries can basically blackmail Israel to do things. But everyone who's criticizing Israel right now is actually acting against their own self-interest. It's in the self-interest to have Israel defeat Hamas lock, stock, and barrel. And it's in Israel's interest that along the way of decimating Hamas over the next month or so, Hamas may raise the surrender flag and say, okay, we'll give you your hostages back. Don't keep killing me. So this is the way Israel's decided it's the best way to get the hostages back, and is to destroy Hamas and hope that they get them back, or otherwise, if Hamas kills them, Israel's just going to kill every single member of Hamas one by one.
Presidential envoy Steve Witkoff insists Trump's commitment to Israel's unwavering. Some reports suggest Trump's backing off a bit after his trip to Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the UAE. So is President Trump's desire to reach a deal and broker peace jeopardizing Israeli security by pressuring an end to the war before Hamas is destroyed? What's his strategy?
You're right. It's endangering Israel's national security. It's also endangering American national security because all the enemies are watching. So if America says to Israel, don't destroy Hamas, what message does that send to Iran? The message it sends to Iran is Trump is a pussycat. He talks big, has a big stick, but he doesn't follow through.
Well, let's talk about Iran. Concerning the Iran nuclear talks, what's likely to happen?
Well, the Iranians are masters at negotiating nothingness, and because right now they're feverishly working on building nuclear weapons, feverishly putting them on top of long-range ballistic missile systems so that they can have 5 or so ready to go. So they can threaten Israel, threaten Europe, threaten America, threaten Saudi Arabia. And so every minute that we talk to this death cult, America's at existential risk. Europe's at existential risk. Israel's at existential risk that they'll actually get their 5 nuclear weapons on ballistic missile systems. So there's no talking with the death cult. This is like negotiating with Hitler in 1939. You're not going to accomplish anything.
Well, on his Middle East trip, Trump signed commercial and military deals worth about $1 trillion. I guess some say $2 trillion. And Trump's doctrine is to bring people to peace through commerce. He believes a population will be less inclined to resort to terrorism and war if they're economically prosperous. So that approach seems to ignore the role and commitment of Muslims to Islamic ideology and the Quran. So is Trump naive? Is he being played? What do you think?
I go back and forth in my own mind trying to answer that question. One day I say to myself, oh, he's being played. The next day I say, no, what he's doing is he's giving Iran a rope to hang itself so that in a month or two, he can say, look, I tried everything I could. I'm a man of peace, but I can't talk to this death cult. They're out of control, and we just have to destroy them. So I go back and forth because I never want to underestimate President Trump.
So what's the best approach, Ken, to take in the Middle East? More military action in Gaza, the bombing of Iranian nuclear facilities? I know many Americans and people in the Middle East have grown weary of war.
This war has been going on for 1,400 years. 1,400 years ago, Muhammad and his followers declared war on civilization, and they proceeded to take over 50 countries by basically killing all the Christians. Okay, so the war's been going on 1,400 years. The reason it keeps going on is we never stand up and say we're not going to take it anymore. And so it's finally time now for America and Europe to say to Iran in particular that we're not playing we're not playing another 1,400 years of this nonsense of your desire to take over the world. If you want to take over the world, we're going to destroy you so that completely, and Israel's going to destroy Hamas completely to wipe out any notion that you're going to take over the world and kill all the Christians, Jews, and Hindus. We've had 1,400 years of this nonsense, and enough is enough. Okay,
Kenneth Abramowitz, Citizens for National Security, and author of the book, The Multi-Front War, Defending America from Political Islam, China, Russia, Pandemics, and Racial Strife. Thank you, Ken, for sharing your insights.
Sure, happy to be with you, and people should look at my website, savethewest.com.